Actually need leaders, new leaders that are digital, not analog, that can move us forward, that can unite us. This current administration has divided Nigeria into pieces. They have actually divided us more than ever. This is the worst. This is the worst leadership, the worst administration so far since the independence of this country.
That we need a new leader. We need new leaders that will unite us. Now, going by his statement, it is clear to everybody that the present leader or leaders we have now are not uniting us, especially the president himself. His body language and all his deed are shown clearly that he don't want to unite the country. He's not providing us with a leadership that all of us will queue behind him. His body language has shown clearly that he's for a particular section of the country with his appointment and all whatnot. We have seen clearly that it is not for us. And his kind of leader cannot unite this country. That is my take. And Osinbajo's statement was clear on point. He is just being diplomatic with the statement. Otherwise, he would have said that directly the president cannot lead us because he cannot unite us.
According to the statement made by the vice president yesterday, he's a good leader and Nigeria need leaders. But at the moment, the style of leadership is not what is required by Nigerians. Because of what we are facing, we need a more proactive leader. A leader that can make some situations to take us out from what we're facing now in the country. So we don't really believe that the way they approach things or the way the government of the day are approaching things, that we can get out from the leadership.
So that is all. Just like you telling yourself now, what I'm doing, I'm not doing best. I think I need someone else to do. So definitely, it's obvious the leaders, some of the leaders, majority of the leaders, not some, are apparently not leading us well. So the state of the country is terrible, and for him to have said so, it's obvious that the leader, we don't have leaders. Nigeria don't have leaders, including himself. For him to say so, he knows that they have failed, and restructuring Nigeria now we take only God knows when. That's the truth. Just as some people say, Nigeria is in God's hands. So that's where we are. That's the level we are right now. Nigeria is in God's hands. Things are not getting better. Things doesn't seem to get better. And I don't think things will get better. Instead, things will get worse.
That statement, you can categorize in a plus or minus. He is inside the government. There's something may be wrong with that government. Maybe that is why he made that speech. Maybe there's something they want them to adjust so that the things can be normalized themselves. You look at the situation of this country now. This one agitates for another thing, this one agitates for another thing. You understand? So to make the government to be stable, maybe that is why now bring the topic for people to debate on that. Really, they need a new government, but government cannot continue like this.
Nigeria needs not just new leaders, but young, vibrant leaders, not outdated and archaic old men. For Vice President to say we need new leaders, it takes sincerity to admit that we don't have good leaders. It's only a very sincere person that will say that we don't have good leaders, we don't have leaders, we don't have at all. So we actually need leaders, new leaders that are digital, not analog, that can move us forward, that can unite us. This current administration has divided Nigeria into pieces. They have actually divided us more than ever. This is the worst. This is the worst leadership, the worst administration so far since the independence of this country. How could, in this 21st century, somebody is banning cryptocurrency trade, banning Twitter? Very soon they might even ban, when you just criticize them on Facebook, they can even ban Facebook. in this 21st century. We don't need such people. They are moving us backward. Placing a ban on cryptocurrency has made dollar to jump up from 460 something naira to 530 naira, because every other person that has to do transaction outside naira must go to the black market to source for dollars and euro, instead of opening his phone, sending money, sending Bitcoin abroad. You transact with Bitcoin, there will be no rush in the black market for dollars when you can open your phone and pay for anything you want to pay abroad through Bitcoin, through cryptocurrency. So we actually do not have digital, the leaders we have, that they are so analog, they are so archaic, they are out of fashion, they are old, they need rest.
Very obvious from all indication that they are not leading us very well. It's very clear. Even a blind man can see it. Starting from the cost of food items in the market, increase in fuel and everything. Insecurity is now the order of the day. Most of us Nigerians are surviving by the God's grace. So it's a very clear statement from him, and it's showing that they are woefully failed. And I don't think they will be able to correct their wrongs before they leave the seat again.
It's in their court. Them that are in that position, they ought to know that it's the cabals of federation that is hindering the prosperity of Nigerians. Them themselves, they ought to understand it, that they know the right thing they're supposed to do in this country, for this country to move forward. There is no need saying they need leaders. They know quite all right that leaders is needed. And basically, they ought to balance the whole equation by bringing people that ought to lead this country properly, not putting cabals at the front.
That I'm in a position of authority means I'm a leader. Do you understand? Because anybody can be placed in that position of leader, of position, or what we call leadership by position and leadership by example. So leadership by example is a leader that has been made, that has been groomed over the years. And when he gets the opportunity, he's able to make that required influence. So to answer your question, yes, from what you said, you're number 2 man, you're number 3 man, you are in leadership by position, because anybody can just be there. It's either by politics or whatever. So it doesn't mean that's really a true leader. So what Nigeria needs is leadership by example. Leaders have been groomed over the years. Leaders have been prepared. So when the opportunity comes, they make required impact.